You know, the Monday morning for Indian cricket fans couldn't have started on a more explosive note. What has happened when the India head coach came to address the press on Monday and the reactions to that press conference has been a little volatile, to say the least, you know. Border-Gavskar Trophy always starts with some kind of explosive things. But I'm just a little disappointed that we are throwing our own coach under the bus, right? Yes, we might agree that his tactics on the field have been poor. His start to that coaching tenure hasn't been that great. But why would you do this to your own coach who's trying to put on a brave face before such an important tour? Saurabh, Kingshuk, you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Former India cricketer Sanjay Manjrekar, one of the respected voices in cricket, who doesn't shy away from, voicing his opinions, regardless of people saying that he has a Mumbai bias and all that. He came out and said probably Gambhir should think about not allowing Gambhir to speak to the press.
Yeah, sending someone else.
And sending someone else, specifically Rohit and Agarkar.
Yeah.
Saurabh, you listened to the press conference, you covered the press conference live.
Yeah.
Did you think Gambhir toed a line in that press conference?
What line did he toe? I mean, first of all, my question is to you, Akshay. You called Sanjay Manjrekar a respected cricket voice.
Of course. To me, his opinions,
A guy,
his analysis on the sport.
listen, A guy
Yeah.
who went on to say that Ravindra Jadeja is a bits and pieces cricketer. Then
When
Jadeja-
he said that,
Then Jadeja called him
Yeah,
out saying, enough of your verbal diarrhea.
Yeah.
After that, every time Jadeja scores,
yeah.
Best friend
Manjrekar,
Jadeja.
he's my favorite cricketer.
Hats off to Manjrekar. He never, traced back on that statement.
Right, yeah.
When he said that, it's an arguable statement, but you might argue that Jadeja was bits and pieces in the specific format that he was talking about.
Yeah,
I won't disagree with that.
Manjrekar is not vindictive that way. That
Yeah,
whenever
let's see-
Jadeja performs poorly, he
Yeah.
goes back, right?
At the sledging room,
Yeah.
from the first season of Sledging Room,
Yes.
we have always, taken digs at faces. You and our former boss, Rajarshi Gupta, have always been, very vindictive of Virat Kohli.
Where
I
thought when you said faces, I thought you were saying his face.
No, as in like if you
Now
bring Virat
see-
Kohli,
now see who is being
if you
vindictive.
bring Virat Kohli out, then there is criticism. And when I spoke about KL Rahul, when I kept defending him, it was verbal diarrhea from Saurabh himself.
Where is KL Rahul, by the way?
No,
No,
I'm
you
saying,
guys defended KL Rahul in that episode. I was saying that no KL Rahul
So
there.
today, let's not debate the face. Let's debate the statements.
No, I'm debating the statement.
Yeah, exactly.
And the statement coming from a man who has always said something nonsense.
Yeah.
And then he has tracked back. So Manjrekar makes sure that he is always in the know-how of things and he is in the chatter. So he will come out and say something.
No,
Because-
do you agree with that statement or not? Saurabh?
Absolutely not. Why am I saying that when Jadeja said that I am tired of your personal diarrhea, Jadeja was right. Who comes out in public and says this? As you pointed out, your head coach, for all that happened in that press conference,
Yeah.
I did not think that Gambhir toed a line. Yes, Gambhir's responses were not very satisfactory, if you ask me.
In terms of what?
As a member of press, because if 10 days before a test series is about to begin and you don't know your test captain is going to play a test or not, if your coach comes out and says that he's hopeful and he's unsure, that is something. No, I'm not satisfied with that answer.
Yeah,
but that does not mean that he has toed a line.
No, that is what I'm saying. Even then,
Yeah.
if the team management themselves want Rohit to be there and probably giving him the one more week of time.
Yeah, but the coach
Because
is
he's-
supposed to provide clarity,
No,
isn't
no,
it?
no. If he doesn't have clarity, from
That
where
is
will he
what I'm
provide
saying.
clarity?
That is what I'm saying. What's
I
his job?
I don't.
No, would you tell a Rohit Sharma? Sort imagine you are Gambhir.
Yeah.
And probably he is Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
And he's saying, Gambhir, I will be there if I can be there.
Yeah.
My wife is in the hospital. Probably she's expecting.
Okay.
And 3 days before the test match, we are expecting the baby. And I can still travel. If he has said that to him, what will Gambhir say? Oh, don't come for the first test.
I think the
Yeah.
good. I think the good example is.
Yes.
I think the good example is how Australia handles this whole issue. Every time something like this happens, when recently Travis and Mitchell Marsh got away from the team, so McDonald was asked the same bit, and he said that as a culture, as a cricketing culture, we prioritize these things, and that is where they should be. That is all you need from the coach is to take a stand.
Yeah, but
Take a
see,
stand for his player. That is what.
That is exactly what he did today.
No, he said, I don't know.
See, comparing cultures and comparing.
No, I am not
you should
comparing
look
cultures.
you should look at the reaction from the outside also. Dhoni is being praised. Dhoni is being idolized for missing probably his daughter's birth to be with the Test series. And we are the same people who vilified Virat Kohli for missing a Test series to be with his wife.
Right.
In such a situation, why would you want that unnecessary distraction before a major Test series?
If you are such a big personality,
Yeah.
that is a stand you take. You could have done either way. That I want Rohit
if
to be
Rohit
there.
himself is saying
That
probably
then he
I'll
does
be
not
there. I am saying, how will Gambhir know that? That is the safest.
No.
No, you
Tell
are
me
saying
one
Gambhir should say to the
Tell
press.
me one simple thing. No, if I am the head coach of Indian national cricket team and I am going to take my team to the most important tour of this season of my tenure, should I not know that my my captain is going to be there from the first match or the second match? Should I not have the clarity and that is how I plan things? When you come out in press conference and say that yes, we have got so many options. Yes, you have so many options, but it's not like you will go to Australia and one day before a test match you will say, oh, Rohit nahi aa raha.
Exactly.
KL, you come in.
Exactly.
When
Bumrah,
did
you
he
become the
address the
captain.
press
See, this
conference?
is the thing.
When did he address the press conference?
10 days before the first
On the
test match.
11th.
Yeah.
11 days before the test
11
match.
days.
There
That's what I'm
are
saying.
still 11 days.
Why?
No. So Akshay, see,
Yeah.
the thing is that like during the New Zealand Test series, we kept talking about that where is the clarity in this team. Sarfaraz being is sent out to number 8.
Yeah.
Ashwin is coming to bowl in the 25th over. It seemed like that Indian team was not in the headspace to come together as a cohesive unit. Now, when something like this happens, you ideally need your coach to take a firm stand.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying firm stand because of the background of this BGT tour.
I
We are
understand.
going into the Test series
I
needing
completely
4
understand.
wins.
I completely understand both of your point of views.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
Take
in
a
this
stand.
scenario?
That's what I'm saying.
What
Take a
is
stand.
that stand?
That either no, we would want him to play, or no, it's okay. Take either of the stands. Just back your captain.
That is exactly what he said.
he
Hopefully
did not
he'll
say
play.
that.
Hopefully he'll play is what
That
he said.
Rohit also said 10 days back.
See,
That fingers crossed. What is the
That
update on
is
it?
the lack of clarity that.
So 10 दिन में
See,
कोई lack of कोई clarity नहीं मिला.
if it's your housewarming function, then you can understand. These involve biology, medical issues.
no.
How can you know? How can you predict that? Okay, probably my child will be born on 18th.
So I'll tell you.
So I'll book the
I
tickets
will
on
tell you how
19th.
it's done. How it's done. So
Yeah.
I became
I'll
a
tell you how
father.
it's done.
I
Okay.
became a father 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I told my boss, former boss Rajesh Gupta, I told him 1 month ago that the doctor has given the dates from this particular date, this particular date. I will need off from this date to this date. He said, okay, no problem. Tell me beforehand and you will be done. That is how it's done. You know that there is a
Is it
particular date.
universal? It can vary with people
No,
to people.
it can
right?
vary.
Yeah.
But you tell me one thing. So if you know that the date is going to be after the first test, will you play the first test? You'll come back in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen like that.
Probably we should ask our producer Kapil to put
No, it's
this
not
on
going to happen
health
like
Put a
podcast
hand up.
also.
Yeah.
Health podcast, can we get inputs from there? Asking them.
No,
how
But
it's
you
done.
know what? In this whole discussion, we missed the bigger question.
Yes,
But
exactly. That is what I'm saying.
Exactly. We have
Yeah.
The question
Yes,
that you
save
asked was
a little bit. Yeah.
The question
What
that
would
you
have
asked
done?
was that no, that's not the important question.
Yeah.
The question you asked was, should Gambhir come to the press conference or not?
That is the question.
Right, that
we
was the
didn't
main
ask.
question.
No,
See,
that is something
that
that,
is-
we didn't ask.
no, Sanjay
We also
Manjrekar
want
asked
to
me.
ask. Yeah.
And,
Sanjay Manjrekar
and
is
I
asking.
don't agree with Sanjay Manjrekar.
Yes.
Because Gautam Gambhir did not toe any line. What I was saying this.
No, but people are saying that Ricky Ponting comment was uncalled for.
No, he did not abuse Ricky Ponting.
No, but he's saying that, okay, Ricky Ponting can take care of his Australian cricket. Can't people have their views
Yeah,
on something
exactly,
else?
exactly.
You know what was towing the line? When Ravi Shastri called out a particular journalist's name in a press conference, where is that guy?
And a certain MS Dhoni
Yeah.
politely,
come here,
friendly
sit
called.
with me.
Yeah.
So this is where you toe the line. Gambhir did not toe a line. He thanked everyone for coming to the press conference. He said that, okay, every question he answered.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma told a line when he and Hardik Pandya in the Mumbai Indians press conference where he did not answer a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Gautam Gambhir answered every question that was asked of him.
Yeah, I need to figure out whether Gambhir gave some Diwali mixtures and sweets to
So simple.
journalists there. All the leftovers.
You know-
could have used that as a PR.
You know, as R.
program,
Ashwin had said,
Yeah.
that Gautam Gambhir is the most misunderstood cricketer
Hmm.
of India. See, Gautam Gambhir is upfront, he's blunt. That does not mean he's wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, you lost a series, you can question him, you can grill him all for that tactics. But saying that BCCI should not send Gautam Gambhir for a press conference, that's too harsh for me.
Yeah, and I'm here for the drama, to be honest. Because when these coaches and teams, they go with that same like normal tone, that monotonous whole thing, it just gets boring after a point of time. And thankfully, after Shastri. Now we have a bombastic coach. You can agree with him or disagree with us. That's a different thing.
But you
But
can't
I
ignore
am
him.
but I am here for the drama. As simple as that.
And as
You
Kingshuk
know,
says, drama, we are going to Australia. We need someone like Gambhir to face up and brave the Australian press.
Yeah.
Because you will see, before the BGT, I think 10 days ago, they started pulling out this drama that Indians have done ball
Is he your
tampering.
coach or what? Manager? Social media manager? What
He's
is he?
everything. He's the head coach. He's the boss. He's the boss.
Huh.
If Rohit Sharma is not going to be there for first or second test, in case, he is the main guy.
Yeah.
So he has to be the leader and he has to take those
Bumrah
calls.
is not the main.
You know what I am?
Bum-
You know, I agree
Bumrah is the
with-
vice captain. And he will be made the stand-in captain, as Gambhir said in the press conference. But Bumrah will not be the main man. It will always be Gambhir.
You know what I felt is like a man. Gautam Gambhir woke up on a Monday morning, braved that Mumbai traffic, reached the BCCI headquarters, addressed that press, and he put on a brave face. As far as I am concerned, when he was asked about the chances of winning, he said, "Yeah, we are there to win." When he was asked about World Test Championship, he said, "We are not thinking about it."
So that is
Probably
one
they
bit that I
can't-
did not like at all. So like in this whole press conference, I was following the updates that you were making. What our website says was that he's not focusing on that. He's focusing on the Australia series at hand.
Yeah.
That I thought was a really, I don't know if it's a stupid mind frame or not, because you are playing this series and trying to force a result to reach the WTC final, which has been out of your hand. If a team like India suddenly says that I am not thinking about my WTC final at all, then what are we playing for?
No,
is my
but
question.
he said that we are playing for Australia series win.
See.
And I'm telling you one simple thing. WTC final is important. It's very important. But it's a very new phenomenon. Whereas rivalry against Australia, that BGT, the Border-Gavskar Trophy, is an old phenomenon where you always want to beat the
I
Australians.
think-
But
I
should
think-
the push not be for a 4-0 win
Why
than
will
a
I,
3-1 win or
if I am the
3-2
head
win?
coach, why will I put the pressure on myself
Exactly.
saying that, I want to play WTC final? No, I
Because
don't.
shouldn't that be the
No,
ambition
that-
that India has?
that I will
not
go.
a series
That-
win in Australia.
Yes.
It should be. That should be the baseline for us.
That is what I will tell my players.
Exactly.
We have played 2 WTC finals.
Yeah.
We have to play these WTC
We
finals.
need to understand. We need
yeah.
to understand that press conference rooms are not dressing rooms.
Yeah.
You don't have to say everything that you will say to a player to the media. He was quizzed so much about the combination today.
Yeah, he said it.
11 days
Yeah,
before a tour.
What was that about?
Like, who will you play? Will KL Rahul
So,
open?
you know,
What are the chances
what
of
was the
Harshit
most-
Rana playing?
What was the most shocking part for me? So when he was asked if Rohit Sharma does not open, who is going to open? He said Ishwar and KL Rahul. Okay, 2 questions after that, they again come, will Shubman Gill open? He's like, look, I'm not going to give you the playing 11.
Yeah.
We will sit there, we will analyze the conditions, and then we will plan and
But
play our
questions
best playing 11.
will come if you
Yes.
get the hold of a coach before
Yes, you can ask
before
every-
your top bilateral
That is what
series.
I'm saying.
No, but
You
he's
will
not
be asked.
supposed to be revealing the team combination, right? You keep on pressing that, he will become frustrated.
And he did not, simple thing, he could have just avoided a question. He could have asked the media manager, okay, I don't want to answer this question. He answered every question. Okay, I will not give you the playing 11. Rohit Sharma did not give you the playing 11 before that T20 World Cup.
No, that is
He-
fine.
He was,
That
he
bit
was
is
asked,
fine.
he was asked, okay, you are taking Chahal, you are taking
my
4 spinners.
only problem with that strongly worded statement with Sanjay Manjrekar is probably he lacks the demeanor or the words to be at a press conference. That's something that is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like Gambhir is a former India cricketer who has served the country. Yes, his results haven't gone well. He has said a few things which he has not walked the talk on a couple of occasions. But I didn't see anything that he did differently to what a Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid probably would have been more, detailed about certain aspects.
Yes.
He would have given you a little more detail about, probably the team combination, why an 18-member squad was picked. What was the reason behind Harshit Rana not playing the India A tour and him warming the benches in the Mumbai test. But Gambhir did what he wanted to. He wanted to put on a brave face before the series, before a tour like Australia. Would you want a coach who says, we should have done this in New Zealand, we should have not done this in New Zealand? No, I want to make sure that I lead the way in showing that, okay, this is done. He also said that the New Zealand series is done. We are looking forward to, doing well in Australia. That's how you look at things,
And
right?
when he was asked about a New Zealand series, he did not say it. He's like, I can't defend that.
Yeah.
We were outplayed. We were not properly planned.
Yeah.
And New Zealand played better cricket than us.
Whose job was it?
Yeah, so he accepted it that I made a mistake. My team made a mistake.
Yeah.
But we are going to with a different planning when we are going to Australia. And we are going to win there.
And regarding your WTC questions, whether you want to, Coming back to that WTC question, you said, okay, India should have made their intentions clear that we want to play the WTC final. See, at the end of the day, you have won 2 series in Australia. I think we have kind of not realizing the enormity of those achievements.
Yes.
And to do that again, probably will need a lot of things to go right. And this is a team in transition, Kingshuk.
No, that
we
is
have
fine.
to agree to that.
No, don't say all of that. Like team in transition, etc., etc. Yes,
Okay,
it
then,
is.
yes,
Yes,
tell
it
me-
is, right?
tell me what
yes,
it
it is. But I am saying that as a cricketing nation, should the ambition not be to qualify for the
Did
WTC final
Gambhir
first?
say that I am not looking at qualifying for the
And-
WTC
No, so
final?
that's what I
Okay,
read.
Kingshuk, I'm
That's
asking
what
you
I
a
read
simple
today.
question. I'm asking you a simple question. You beat Australia 3-2 in Australia.
Yeah.
And then somehow, with all the permutations and combinations, you don't qualify for the World Test Championship final.
Yeah.
Will you be happy or not?
I will be happy that we won in Australia. I won't be happy with the campaign. Simple as like as a cricketing nation, as a top cricketing nation, after dominating the WTC charts for 90% of the calendar,
So-
we have missed out on the final.
Exactly.
That will
So-
hurt me.
So what should hurt you is you losing to New Zealand. That's in the past,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So Gambhir deciding to India winning 3-2
Yeah, but
in
what
Australia
message does that send,
is the
Akshay?
result of hard work that they have put.
But what message does that send, Akshay? That I am not planning for the ultimate bit. I am just thinking that, okay, even if it's 2-0, I will secure this particular result.
Look at this. How is it about securing these results, King?
But-
Look, you have to work hard for it.
No, of course.
And look at the
See,
contrast. in
nobody
the-
is denying that hard work. I am saying, I'm talking about the ambition.
even
bit.
when you won the last 2 times, did you win 4-0, 4-1?
No, of course.
It's
not.
out of the equation.
course
Everybody knows that India probably, if they don't get help from probably South Africa and Sri Lanka, they are not going to qualify for the World Test Championship final. As a head coach, I will not be coming there and saying, okay, we lost 3-0 to New Zealand, so our chances are over. Now we are looking at Australia series. That's the sad reality of this. But you have to quote it in a way that doesn't dampen the mood of your players and that doesn't dampen the mood of the fans. You realistically tell me, can India beat Australia 5-0 or 4-0, 4-1?
If what we can is what will be decided on the field. I am saying that should the mood not be pitch baad mein jaye. We will get those 20 wickets.
Pitch Bad mein ja,
We
Gambhir
will-
also said. In today's press conference,
Did
Gambhir
he
also
say?
said, but not in that
That
typical
particular-
Ravi Shastri.
Yeah. So my thing is that when I go out for work, I know that I want to give the best to that particular day. Similarly with a test match, when you go into the Perth test, you would want to win that. But the goal has to be WTC final.
But I will
Not Australia Test.
Like Saurabh said, I will not put pressure on my own players by saying that I need a 4-1 result.
Arey, then to you will again say the same thing, na? Then already
When
WTC
Rohit-
final,
every-
haath se nikal
everybody
chuka hai.
comes and
What is the point?
Every vice
Every
coach or captain,
sing-
when he's playing
exactly.
a tournament,
Yeah.
he will not say that, okay, after first game,
Yeah.
you win the first game, and then he will come out and say, oh, we are here to win the World Cup. He will say,
No,
we will
bhai,
take it
there
game
is-
by game.
No. There. So in the T20 World Cup,
So
there,
that is how
there
you
was
think it
a
should
rallying
be.
factor.
No, that is how you think it should be. But it's not like
No, absolutely not. So BCCI
This is why
Secretary
he's not-
Jay Shah.
See, himself is not
Wait.
agreeing to what we
Yeah,
are saying.
BCCI Secretary Jay Shah, when that Ahmedabad, some random
Yes.
thing that they were doing.
Yeah.
So the rallying cry was made there that हम जाके Barbados में झंडा गाड़ेंगे. ठीक है. So I'm saying that rally cry has to be the motivating factor.
Who is Jasha?
BCCI Secretary बोला
Okay,
सुन
okay.
नहीं रहा है.
No,
Yeah.
Joking.
Yeah.
Okay, who is Gautam Gambhir?
India head coach.
Does Jasha decide the playing 11?
I don't want to comment.
No.
No, of course not. Of course
It's
not.
Gautam Gambhir who decides that.
Right.
So, as a coach, simple thing. If like Akshay leads our team, if Akshay leads our team, he will not aim at 25 lakh traffic at the end of month. He will say that every day we have to do good job.
Yeah.
And if we fail to do a good job in the Australia Test Series first test and IPL,
Yeah.
then we will not get anything.
I think Kingshuk, do one thing today. Go home.
yeah.
Chutti.
Download all MS Dhoni. He's going on a break as well, no?
Yeah.
Download all MS Dhoni's IPL press conferences and IPL post-match presentation.
Yeah.
You have to sit and tell me how many times he has used the word process.
Like what Australia.
Like focus on
so
process,
that
not on
is
the
my
results.
that is my whole
Yeah.
bit. That is my whole bit. So those boring pressers I don't like,
Ah.
and that is the only reason I think that
But that's
Gautam
the
Gambhir,
truth.
Gautam Gambhir should be present in all pressers.
As in, like
That is
Nikhil
what I
Nas-
want.
Like Nikhil Nas pointed out, on days we get on a day when the batting has done well, we get bowling coaches for the press conferences. That has been the norm. So it's a luxury to say that this person should come or that person should come. We should be happy that the head coach came before a Border-Gavskar series not the assistant batting coach, talking about
No, but
teaching
Gambhir
spin to
has,
Indian batters.
Gambhir throughout his very brief tenure has always made sure that he appears right before the start of the series. He will never appear at the end of a test match.
This is
That's been the trend.
your captain has to come. This
No,
I don't know.
मेरे
why.
को थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रहा है. मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि that has been the trend. So you would have expected him to come before the BGT. Is what I'm saying.
But are you guys happy with that?
This guy is making agenda, bhai, I'm telling you.
Who was making agenda? I think people will know. Our listeners and viewers will know.
Yeah.
People in yellow
Yes.
are,
CSK.
But you have to finish that assignment. Okay? You tell me how
like
many times
Andrew
Dhoni-
McDonald said, I am very Australian culture oriented.
Yeah.
Break is a break.
Yeah.
Work is
Great.
work.
Great. But Jasprit Bumrah captain, that was probably announced vice captain, but you guys are fine with it?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with it. Yeah, I think people will argue, will argue that Rishabh Pant should be our test captain.
No, why?
But Rishabh Pant has come from a long injury break. He has played like 5 test matches. And he had a slight injury concern in this test series also. So, and Bumrah was rested. Bumrah has been named the vice captain. So, I think it is very ideal that he will lead the team when Rohit Sharma is not there. And I feel it's perfectly fine. Because now, first time in the history of cricket, to be very frank, India versus Australia rivalry, we'll see a fast bowler captain, Bumrah versus fast bowler captain, Cummins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be very fun to see. But I respect the transition, I guess, in a way. Because, number one, I don't agree that your X Factor player should be captain at all. Let them do their thing. Because suddenly I make him captain and then he has to think about 300 other things and then the performance dips. Something that I absolutely cannot afford. Because the current top order is not performing at all.
Then
So
the
who will
ideal
take this
candidate to make captain for this series, according to Kingshuk, is Virat Kohli. Because he's suggesting that Kohli probably might not do anything.
That you were saying.
Agenda!
So, Akshay started this
Agenda!
podcast that's saying that I am vindictive towards Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Who is-
Shameful guy, shameful.
I
guy.
know,
Who is doing it right now?
You know, this is a joke that you guys haven't gotten. The biggest cheerleader for Virat Kohli in this series
Yeah, who is it?
will be me. As in, like, it's an open...
I don't think you have an option, to be honest.
Yeah, but
Don't think?
But
What are you on about?
As journalists, we are not supposed to
No,
say
no,
this.
don't
but
hide
I
your-
want that one high point from Virat
No,
Kohli like anything.
don't-
But do you, in that same regard, do you think Gambhir should have been a little more tactful while addressing the concerns of Rohit and Virat? Like, he kind of did not even acknowledge that probably, okay,
Yeah,
this
that-
didn't go well.
yeah.
He said, they have my backing, they have been working hard. Would you have, some people on social media have pointed that out, that probably he didn't do enough justice in addressing that Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma question.
I agree.
And
with-
threw a fit at Ricky Ponting unnecessarily.
See, I am not going to that Ricky Ponting bit. But yes, I was not very satisfied with this answer also. Because, when you are a head coach and you know that your players are not scoring runs. Yes, they are great players, but nobody is bigger than the game. You know that their form will be very crucial.
Yeah.
Crucial. When you go to Australia, when you play a test series and you have just lost a test series to New Zealand. Yes, you know that they are working hard. But you will tell people, yes, they are going through a rough patch. You could have answered it like this. Yes, they are going through a rough patch. But knowing what they have done in the past and the experience which they have, they are working hard on the net and they will come back and they will hit back the ground when they play Australia. But you actually did not acknowledge it that they are going through a rough patch. That I did not understand. They are going through a rough patch and you will acknowledge it as a head coach.
No, if you...
Wouldn't it like become defensive? Like what I only asked this question, but I have a viewpoint about this.
Akshay always has.
Like Gautam Gambhir kind of said that they have my backing. They are hard-working people. They work really hard. Kind of read between the lines. That itself says.
As opposed to what?
As opposed to people like...
Like who? Like, see, this is the problem.
Yeah.
Because a question cannot be answered with a question, right? And the second that somebody goes into what about Ricky? What has Ricky Ponting done? What does he know about the scenario of Indian cricket? That shows a lack of middle argument. The only way to move forward from the Rohit Virat situation is to acknowledge that there is a rough patch and they will do it. Rohit acknowledged it himself multiple times throughout the New Zealand series that I have messed up. I understand that I have messed up. I will try to do better.
But he was also the same person who got banned for saying it's so chalta hai yaar 12 साल में एक बार चलता है.
Yeah, because that is defensive ना. That is defensive. That 12 साल में एक बार चलता है. उसके बाद हो गया 130 साल में एक बार होता है.
I think as cricket fans we have started to kind of become like moviegoers. We go into a movie hall and expect certain things to happen on the screen rather than listening to what the movie maker is saying.
You know, the day...
Probably that's how we are reacting. Probably Saurabh is saying, oh, I would have wanted Gambhir to say this. I am saying I would have wanted Gambhir to say this. But we are not looking at what Gambhir has actually said, right?
Yeah, we are looking at what Gambhir has actually said. And that is what has left us not satisfied.
Yeah.
Because as a head coach, it's very simple. I am not saying what he should have said.
So
I am just giving you an example how he could have...
Yeah, I saw one conversation on X, formerly Twitter, which said, like, this is how we write now, that style is coming, X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, the social media platform. One guy said, R. Ashwin in his YouTube show said that they were very regretful of not doing well. He was very personally not happy with his performance. But when the head coach says this, that, okay, everything is fine and all that, that kind of doesn't reflect what's the mood in the dressing room.
Exactly.
And probably you should feel a little hurt after that series. But what I'm saying is, it's better to put a brave face now and probably do things on the field. But if same Gambhir doesn't do well, if the same Indian team doesn't do well, we'll be here to ask questions. But I am saying, hold on to your questions before the tour starts. It's a very important tour. And it's the time, it's at this moment where the cricket team, any cricket team, I'm not saying I'm an Indian cricket fan, I want to back this team.
ऐसा क्या सवाल पूछ लिया गंभीर से that would have hurt his mental space?
No.
दो सवाल बता दो मेरे को.
I am not saying that questions were like that.
No, because what you are saying is when you constantly say that what else would have he done but
Kingshuk, where have you come from? Where have you did you wake up at 2:45 and come to office at 3? Go through the conversations on social media. Go through what, as in like we all know.
No,
Sanjay
but
Manjrekar
my question was to you.
No, I am not saying, I'm not
My question was to you.
I'm not questioning the journalists who went there and asked questions. It was a good to and fro, barring the fact that it was not detailed from Gambhir's side. But the reactions to Gambhir's press conference is what I'm saying. The negative reactions that are coming in. No, I don't know why he was being targeted for just a press conference. If you want to, if you had to question him, you should have questioned him when it was 3-0.
तो आना चाहिए था ना press conference में. तब तो नहीं आया.
What I believe is, so there is a very common saying which says success has many fathers, failure has none. So Gautam Gambhir lost ODI series to Sri Lanka, lost Test series to New Zealand, first in 130 years. So when you lose a home Test series and lose it very badly,
Sri Lanka also first time only.
Yeah, Sri Lanka also in 30 years and then 130 years.
Yeah.
So when you lose a Test series so badly, and then your press conferences are not satisfactory, where, for example, every time we lost, he came out with the same example. Okay, if you loved Kanpur, this is going to happen. So when this happens, whatever you say will invite reactions. Some people will like it, some people will not like it. But your main job, what I believe is, Gautam Gambhir, whatever you say in press conference gets nullified if your team wins in Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
As simple as that.
Exactly.
And if your team does not win Australia,
this is pretty much like that 15 years mein best touring team ka comment. No.
Yeah.
You have to do it. When you come into the ecosystem when talking about my brand is winning brand, and then before that 6 months you have said that foreign coaches just come to India to earn money and go back. Then you appoint 2 foreign coaches in your staff. Then you lose the New Zealand series. It is going to invite some form of criticism. And when Gambhir comes to a press conference, he is going to be asked about it. What is so wrong in that?
Again, I'm saying, ask Gambhir how many ever questions you want. But don't say that he's not fit enough to.
Agree with
that. Is one thing that we three agree upon.
Yeah.
That Sanjay Manjrekar comment about his demeanor is uncalled for.
And you know what? That Sanjay Manjrekar comment reeks of Mumbai lobby. Why will you say send Rohit Agarkar only? You could send the vice captain if you wanted. You could send the bowling coach. You can say the other assistant coach.
Yeah.
No. Send Rohit or Agarkar because they are from Mumbai.
You could have sent Virat Kohli.
Yeah, don't send Gambhir because he's from Delhi. So see, Sanjay Manjrekar has that in the past also. He has always said something which reeks of Mumbai.
And that's why we come back to that Ashwin comment.
That's why you should be like Tamil Nadu legends.
Excuse me, sorry, what?
Don't be partial.
You know.
Yeah.
Chris
Srikanth's
favorite cricketer is KL Rahul.
Yeah.
Be like that.
Okay.
What about the backing for KL Rahul? Like, what else would you
I
say?
don't understand. What is that equation between KL Rahul and Gautam Gambhir?
KL Rahul and any India coach.
Or any other India coach. Yeah,
exactly.
Why? Because before the New Zealand Test series, you come out and say KL Rahul is fit for that number 6 role, and you always back him. Okay, he plays that Bangladesh series. Then you drop him for Sarfaraz Khan. Fine, agreed. You wanted Sarfaraz Khan.
Then you drop Sarfaraz Khan to 8 also.
Yeah. Okay. Now Sarfaraz Khan did not fail actually, but apart from one innings, he did not do very well in that New Zealand series.
Like the other India batters.
Yeah, like the other India batters. He actually outdid
He
the
hit
other
a
India
full toss
batters.
to deep fine leg. That
Okay.
is kind of flashing in my mind of again and again.
Better than
this
getting
happens.
bowled out to full toss. No.
Yeah.
So KL Rahul was in your test plan. Then you drop him for a New Zealand home test series. Now you come out saying that KL Rahul is a talent every team wants to have.
Yeah.
Okay, you pointed out that he can open. Agreed. He can bat number 6. Agreed. He can keep wickets. Agreed.
The one thing that Saurabh can't agree is Gambhir's question.
No,
Do you think any other team has a player like
Yeah.
KL Rahul?
because those players have
No,
been dropped
they-
long back.
Yes.
And I am not saying because I hate or love KL Rahul. I am saying because the numbers back it. KL Rahul has scored 1 test 100 in Australia. That came in 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Apart from that, his average is somewhat around 22-23. As an opener, his average is 17. As a test batter for India, he has played around 52 test matches across 11-12 years.
Yeah.
His test average is 33-34.
You know, I prayed.
He
to
made
the
his debut with Joe Root.
I prayed to the Almighty today.
Yeah.
That Saurabh writes a copy after the first day after the Perth test.
Yeah.
How Gambhir's backing turned KL Rahul.
Yeah, man.
His fortunes.
See, if KL Rahul performs,
You have picked him in the squad. Okay? You have picked him in the 18-man squad.
Yeah.
Now, before the tour, what else would you say? That KL Rahul is not good enough to be in my
No,
squad.
I'm not
Saurabh, these are things that
Oh.
I am now starting to believe that you guys have an agenda against Gautam Gambhir.
Oh,
My lord.
Akshay is the man who's
Asking
playing all
questions
agendas.
is agenda.
Yeah.
Replying back again and again.
Yes.
What else Gambhir could have done? What else Gambhir could have done is not agenda. My
And
lord.
you know what? KL Rahul will be called out. Because there is a guy called Dhruv Jurel who is playing with India A. He has scored 250s in a match where all your other batters
Yeah. What
struggled.
makes you believe that Dhruv Jurel will not play in the 11? KL Rahul opens, Dhruv Jurel bats side of Sarfaraz Khan.
I am not saying that he will not play. I am just saying,
But then batting with
You know,
KL Rahul
and-
after the... Have you seen that video of KL Rahul getting bowled out after the ball ricocheted from his pad?
Yeah.
ठीक है? And this has happened again and again and again. Basically कोई consistency नहीं है.
Yeah.
If you have picked Iswaran...
But when Ben Stokes leaves those deliveries to spinners.
Oh, terrible, right?
And looks horrible.
Absolutely terrible, right?
Kingshuk argues, Ben Stokes is the best all-rounder. Ravindra Jadeja is no
If
one.
anyone can find
stop
that
this
particular clip of me
nonsense.
defending Ben Stokes getting bowled out, I would be
Nah,
happy.
Ben Stokes
But
is
yeah, let me before you start the agenda, let me finish. Right. So if you have picked Iswaran, who has scored I think 5 centuries in 5 matches
Yeah.
in the build-up, trust that call and play him. Why did you not pick KL Rahul for the first unofficial test and then send him to the second unofficial test? That reflects it's a panic call, right?
True.
It is a backup plan.
oh, Akshay is
So
agreeing.
why
Because Abhimanyu Iswaran did not do well in the first unofficial
KL Rahul did
test. First unofficial test, they wanted to try someone else.
Okay, let me ask
Nonsense.
you. So you asked me, what makes you think Dhruv Jurel will not play?
Yeah.
Because your head coach comes in a press conference and says that he's hopeful that Rohit Sharma will play the first test. If Rohit Sharma plays the first test, he's going to open. Fine? With Yashasvi. So there is only one position where you can have a change.
Yeah.
That is Sarfaraz Khan.
Yeah.
Provided you don't trust Sarfaraz Khan to excel in Australia.
Yeah.
But
Provided.
what if Gambhir is probably planning about Dhruv Jurel at number 4 for the first test?
So you are saying Virat
Bold
Kohli.
move.
So see, who will peddling agendas against Virat Kohli?
No, I am just
you question
floating
Virat Kohli's form.
possibilities.
You question Virat Kohli's form. You question Virat Kohli's batting position.
No, but
now
to
you
be
want somebody
fair-
else to bat at the
No, what
batting
I'm
position of
saying
Virat
But to
Kohli.
be fair, he's always said that he will back Virat Kohli once that tour starts.
Okay.
Before that,
That is
full up in
exactly-
arms.
That is exactly what I'm saying. Let the tour start. Let Gambhir have
You
his
sound a
plan,
little like
plans.
Gambhir, you don't take a line.
It's an 18-member squad, guys. It's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
18-member and plus
Plus
a lot
3
of
reserves.
traveling reserves and
Yeah.
plus people whom they can call from India. It's not the COVID time anymore.
Yeah.
1.5 days, you can reach wherever you want in Australia. So these are things that you need to consider. A coach is not supposed to give out all the tactics and all that, right? And at the same time, Saurabh,
Yeah.
when we have had this episode for Gautam Gambhir's press conference for looking back at his press conference, we haven't spoken about the good aspects of it. When the question was asked, Sanju Samson, what have you done to Sanju Samson? He said, I have not done anything. It's
We
his
know.
hard work that has probably pushed him to score those 200s in successive T20s, and it's just that backing that we gave him. Why haven't we discussed that yet?
Because you did not ask the question. You were the one who was asking questions and then answering it. You were peddling the agendas.
But that was a good statement to make.
Yeah,
Probably-
absolutely. Now, if you
That's the same thing he has said about KL Rahul.
but KL Rahul has not performed.
When he
So
performs,
people will question
Then
him.
why did you drop KL Rahul in this two tests?
Yeah.
that too,
You
we don't
never
drop
dropped
anyone.
Samson.
We don't drop
Oh,
anyone.
we pick 11.
players.
Yeah, right.
Again,
Yeah.
Akshay is telling the agenda
Yeah.
that he is actually taking a dig at Gautam Gambhir.
It's been either udhar, but the problem is don't go so harsh. These are wild comments.
No,
yeah?
you can't
Anyone
say that.
sitting, if Gambhir probably imagine you're Gambhir, you're going on the flight and you get land and see that tweet. How would it feel? Like, I am here to do a job for my team. It's at the end of the day a job. You either do it well or you don't do it well. But to say it to an international cricketer who probably has scored more runs than you, who scored more, won more trophies than you, that probably you don't deserve to be there, is a statement that probably people shouldn't tweet after tweeting something like that.
Oh Lord.
That's something that I felt.
Absolutely.
थोड़ा वो बोलते हैं ना बह जाते हैं emotions में.
But yeah,
I think
नहीं,
it's a
बह नहीं
little bit
जाते
of
हैं.
that and
Sanjay
the
Manjrekar,
argument that
Sanjay
Saurabh
Manjrekar
made.
is the guy who wants to be in the news. And who better to talk than Gambhir right now?
yeah. Let's see if Gambhir quote tweets it and says something, or probably shares a photo of him with the Border-Gavskar Trophy after coming back to India. BC office में go हुआ तो they can take it and show that. But
This year's trophy or the
that's
previous
what I'm
year's
saying.
trophy?
Whatever it is, if you win there, well and good, show that trophy. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't, then post
I really
it.
hope we win 4 tests. Yeah. I know it's not going to happen, but I hope.
See, I don't know. I know we all know that the result is not something which we will know what will happen. But I want this team to fight tooth and nail,
Yeah.
like they have always done when they have gone to Australia.
Hmm.
I don't want
That is exactly something
yeah.
that I am also, as in like, we have all grown up watching those, difficult test series in Australia.
Yeah.
Like, yes, under Kumble we did well, but those couple of tours under MS Dhoni was like nightmare. And that is the time I at least, passionately started watching each and every ball, each and every session of the sport. Like, you give them the batting, you wake up at 5:30 in the morning and see Australia 100 for no loss at lunch, and by the end of the day 340, and the next day lunch 550. You wonder what's happening. I don't want that to happen. Like you rightly pointed out, they should fight. The fight that was there in the last 2 series, even in that 2014-15 series, emphatically led by MS Dhoni in his last series. that is the kind of fight that I probably want to see from this Indian team.
Yeah.
But early predictions, guys.
If the Australia-Pakistan pitches turn out to be the pitches for India-Australia in tests, God, this is going to be a very interesting series.
Keep in mind that India don't have Harris Rauf.
Before we go to the predictions, I want to ask you both.
Yeah.
Our bowling lineup has always been the one who makes us fight in Australia. Right now, Bumrah is the one who is the main man. But apart from Bumrah, Siraj is out of form. Akashdeep has shown signs of brilliance in India. Who do you both expect to be our bowling lineup? Who will constitute our bowling lineup? Fast bowlers and spinners, if any.
Go ahead, Akshay.
Depends on the conditions. Like
Per test,
एक baseline select करो. That this is my ideal bowling lineup. इसके बाद I can change and all.
And apart from Sydney and Adelaide, you don't find pitches where batting is easy.
Adelaide was so fast in the
Adelaide is a pink ball test. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Lord.
Pink ball test.
Yeah.
But if I see, regardless of if it's a good pitch, I don't know what a good pitch is. Let's have
a proper cricketing pitch.
Yeah, that aids a bit of turn. Expecting that in Australia is a bit too much. But on pitches like Sydney, where there is help for turn, then you definitely pay 2 spinners and then 3 fast bowlers. Definitely, whatever Gambhir says about Nitish Kumar Reddy, I don't think they are going to drastically make that move and play him in the 11.
He's not ready for
that.
Test
Is very
cricket.
undercooked.
Undercooked. Like
Unless there are multiple injuries that forces decision to the
Exactly.
If that happens, probably India are winning. That is what Tina Natras and all of them played.
But name your
But
bowling lineup.
I would have Siraj and Bumrah. I would back Siraj for what he has done. He has been very ordinary in home conditions, but probably with the right backing and the right support in Australia, where he has done well, he'll do well again. So Bumrah and Siraj taken, and Akashdeep as my 3rd pacer. And if I want to play a 4th pacer, that is the problem. That is where
that is why
you have to work your through. As in, like, do we have a cap bowler apart from that?
We don't have a fast bowling all-rounder. No?
Not a fast bowling all-round, but if that is the
Prasidh
case,
Krishna is there in their squad.
if that is the case, I would play both R. Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja.
Okay. And what about you, Kingshuk?
Exactly the same. Exactly the same.
See,
but
one thing I
depending
would
on
do is-
conditions, I might keep Jadeja out and put Kuldeep.
Okay.
But that is never going to happen with the Indian cricketing ecosystem, because I always think that you have to play your best 5 plus best 5.
Okay.
So I always think that, like, in conditions that are conducive to spin and variable bounce, which Sydney is extremely, I think Kuldeep is a very good option. They don't
But
play
you will drop
Kuldeep.
Jadeja of all people.
Yeah, but then who will you drop? Like, would you drop Ashwin then?
Yeah,
that does
definitely.
not
I
happen.
would
na.
drop
Because Jadeja is the better batter.
I would probably treat Jadeja as one of the specialist batters.
Yes.
And
during
that
the
is
tour.
what will happen. That is why
And
Kuldeep will never
give
get
him the
into the team.
confidence. Give him the confidence. No, if you see, instead of having that debate over Sarfaraz Khan or Dhruv Jurel, play probably Ravindra Jadeja as your number 6. Tell him that you need to
So
bat.
Jadeja, Kuldeep, Ashwin.
No, saying you can have an extra fast bowler or an extra spinner in that case.
Wait.
But
So
if you're
Jadeja,
brave enough to do
Kuldeep / Prasidh, Ashwin, and then your main
but
3 pacers.
I don't think you need
Yeah,
that
don't-
there. But if you consider Jadeja as a specialist batter, probably tell him that your overs are a luxury. Whatever you give with the ball is a bonus for us. And then go about it. Then let's see how it works. But what is your take? As in, like, do you have a 4th fast bowling option now?
Yeah, Prasidh Krishna is the man you have picked. But I think there are players in Australia who are performing well.
Mukesh Kumar
has been very good
But
with the
Mukesh
ball.
is not in the squad, right?
How many
He's not in
new
the
ball bowlers would you need?
No,
That is
that,
the problem.
that is
the thing.
See,
That
you're playing 5 test matches. First time after so much time.
You need
you're playing-
rotation. Yeah.
Yes.
वो तो है ही, अब तो अभी तो baseline select कर रहे
But
हैं
you
ना.
know what?
baseline,
One
that is
thing,
what I'm saying,
one
no?
mistake I wouldn't do is pick 4 pacers in the first 2 tests or
Yeah,
first
yeah.
test, because the 4th pacer
Maybe
kind
pink ball
of,
test. Maybe pink ball test
Yeah,
you can go with
yeah.
4 pacers, obviously.
Yeah,
But then
Yeah.
also you will need the batting insurance.
exactly. That's something that they need to plan
Ashwin
for.
dropped. Simple.
Yeah, but then though you will have Jadeja plus Dhruv Jurel or Jadeja plus Sarfaraz.
Yeah.
Then 7 of them are taken, including Rishabh Pant. Then you have only 4 bowling options. Then that Jadeja should be looked at as a proper batter plus an all-rounder.
See, the good thing is that, like, you at the very start of the podcast said that a lot of things need to fall into place for us to win it. So let's see here. They don't have their opener. McSweeney is going to open, who has not played Test cricket before. They don't have Cameron Green, which was a massive luxury for them.
Yes.
That bowling
For
at
taking
140,
catches at gully. That's the
catches
only
at
luxury
gully,
they have.
batting there.
Yeah.
That behemoth of a middle order has been cut short.
Yeah.
So that is something I think we have to really
Head and
capitalize
Marsh
on.
are looking at this. and
just
see.
to, yeah.
Single-handedly will end it for India.
We will see. We'll see in the Perth test. We'll realize what happens.
Good question. Let's round it off by giving an early prediction. It's just 11 days. Probably the next episode of Sledging Room will be talking more about the IPL
Yeah,
auction,
definitely.
which is more important than the Border-Gavskar Trophy. But yeah, tell me predictions for the Border-Gavskar Trophy.
I will back India.
After seeing all
No,
this,
what was your original prediction and then what are you now? Say that.
Before the New Zealand series, after the New Zealand series.
Yeah.
Saurabh Kumar before the New Zealand series, Saurabh Kumar after the New
See, I
Zealand
exactly don't remember what was the scoreline which I gave, but I backed India to win it.
Badam
And
ko badam.
I don't remember it.
series. 4-1 or 5-0.
Ah,
he said.
kuch to bola tha,
4-1.
kuch to
If I have
Now
said-
he has forgotten
No,
me.
to bola
If
tha.
I have said 4-1, I will back it again.
Uh.
India are going to win 4-1.
4-1.
Because Australia, for all they have done, they have that mental underage when they play India at their home.
Yeah.
They are under pressure.
Then you should play Ashwin and
No, you don't need Ashwin.
Australians don't like
You
Ashwin.
don't.
and
No, Australians don't like Pujara. Did you take Pujara?
Washington Sundar is a name that we forget who could have been included instead of Jadeja
Yeah.
or Ashwin maybe. Anyway.
Instead of Jadeja,
No, instead of Ashwin, I
instead
play
of Ashwin. So
Sundar.
not Kuldeep.
Washington Sundar
Washi.
probably should be an injury backup.
Oh.
Ashwin has done well there.
I don't know
Trust
why you hate someone from your own state.
No,
state.
trust him. Trust Ashwin over Washington Sundar over. If you are playing in India, play him as a third spinner or fourth spinner.
See, if you are playing,
But there,
if you're playing
at least in the
overseas-
first test,
if you're playing overseas, I will back Sundar over Ashwin any day.
no, at least in the first test, trust a man who has done well. Trust a man who has taken blows to save you a test match.
No, how many times has Ashwin done well in Australia? Apart from last
Did you
series.
not watch the last series?
Last
Apart from
last two.
That is
Apart
how,
from last series,
that
I
is
don't
how
think he
you,
has done well.
उससे पहले वाले में injured हो गया था वो and he picked like 6 wickets in the only test match that he played.
your prediction
I told
He
you,
still
for
said- he still
4-1
said
for
4-1.
India.
and Washi over Ashwin.
Yeah,
You.
any day.
I
in Australia.
predicted that the scoreline was going to be 3-1 in favor of India. I thought that we will draw at least one test. Now I know that we don't have the batting to draw tests anymore. So it's going to be a result, and I'm going to say 3-2 still India.
What about you, Akshay?
I said 2-3 in Australia's favour last time.
Yeah.
But I'm reversing it now. Purely because of emotional reasons. There's no logical reasons behind this. I want probably India to win 3-2.
Yeah.
And if you ask me whether do we have the tools or not, yes, we have the tools. And if you ask me whether that 3-0 whitewash of New Zealand will hurt us so much that we'll be whitewashed again in Australia, no, it's not going to be that bad. There is still some professional pride left in all these players. And there is
Professional pride.
There is this certain Virat Kohli who will come out firing
Okay.
with a probably 1,200 run series.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord, yes.
That's a wild prediction.
5 test series.
Yeah.
Matlab dekho na, like he's the most experienced in that conditions between this team and that team also.
Yeah.
Him and Smith.
Probably Virat Kohli will do an Agni Chopra in Australia.
Yeah. Bradman.
Who is Agni Chopra?
Bradman is a domestic record.
India's
Should
Bradman.
open www.indiatoday.in and read stories.
Where does he play?
Mizoram.
Who cares?
And where was he born?
Mumbai.
So why is not playing
No.
Mumbai team?
He's born in US. He's born in US.
So if his whole family lives in Mumbai, why he's not playing for Mumbai? He's not that good enough.
See, you will play
Ask
who
the
you
same
can play.
about
No,
Sachin
you are not good enough to play for
Tendulkar's
Mumbai, so you'll play for ye.
Someone
As simple
who
as
is...
that.
I want Virat Kohli to do an Agni Chopra in Australia.
That's the last thing Virat Kohli would want to do.
That is the
Bradman is
episode header.
average.
That is the episode header.
Yeah, but we should always loop in our viewers and listeners with their thoughts, what they thought about Gambhir's presser.
And appreciate for the comments that they made in the last episode.
Thank you for all
Yeah,
those
thank you
positive
so
comments
much.
that keep coming our way. And comment whatever you feel. Like we are open to taking
Be like
feedback.
Gambhir.
Yeah, we are open to taking feedback, which will help us grow, I think. You can send in your feedback on 8588966996. You can also email us at pods@indiatoday.com. If you're listening to this podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please do rate us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please do leave your comments. We'll be so happy to learn your feedback. Thank you. Have a great week.